Hallo bei Kilometer 42. Manchmal lernt man ja am besten Land und Leute kennen, indem man einfach mal auf ein ordentliches Dorffest geht. Und deshalb bin ich jetzt auf die Highland Games von Strathardle gefahren, wo es jede Menge interessanter Sportarten und ungewöhnliche Bräuche zu bewundern gibt.
I am Sir Michael Nairn and I'm the chieftain of the Strathardle gathering. And it's the one day in this particular glen in Scotland where everybody gets together with competitions in traditional Highland dancing, traditional Highland heavy events, many competitions that old and young can enter. One of the really popular competitions at these games is the annual dog race, where a group of dogs and their owners form up at the beginning of the competition, and the shepherd goes along with a fox's tail, and he gets all the dogs excited by the sniff of the fox's tail, and the fox's tail is then propelled down the track and the dogs chase it to the end. And this year I think the competition was won by a little border terrier, which was the fastest dog on parade today. One of the special competitions in these games is the tug of war between teams from this glen, Strathardle, and the neighbouring glen to the east, Blackwater. There are 8 members in each team, and each team also has a coach. There's great competition between this glen and the neighbouring glen. And rather than that the two glens should fight one another, it's better to reduce it to a tug of war competition and to settle their differences on the field. Strathardle, where we're located, is in the Highlands of Scotland, and we have many of the heavy events that are associated with Highland Games in Scotland, including tossing the caber, throwing the hammer.
My name is Aaron Neighbour, I'm from Australia, Melbourne, and I'm here in Scotland doing the Highland Games for the last 8 weeks. Normally I'm a discus thrower. I've been a national champion for many years in the discus. I was in Europe trying to qualify for the Olympics, and when I heard that I failed, I thought why not stay over here and do some Highland Games. All the conditioning we do and technique work, it sort of overlaps directly with the Highland Games. So what better way to see Scotland and meet the local people and pay your own way and have a few scotches when you're done.
Everybody looks forward to the Strathardle gathering, and it takes place at the end of August, which in the farming calendar coincides with the time when most of the summer work is done, most of the hay is made, most of the crops are cut. The agricultural show is now become very much an important feature of our gathering, and the sheep and the cattle are judged. And there's great pride and great attention given to the preparation of the sheep and the cattle, and it's become rather a fashion that you dye the coats of the sheep, and they hope to impress the judges by the sheep having a beautiful golden coat. I personally think it's a bit of a nonsense, but it's a sort of fashion in the sheep industry. It's the 127th Highland Gathering here in Strathardle. My grandfather was the chieftain in the 1920s here, and my father took over from him then, and he was the chieftain until he died in 1984, and I shall carry it on until I keel over, I suppose.